Monk Mo gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, at the end of the day, you got to understand, do not fall for people's crying sob stories. As a wise man once said, if they crying, they lying. I repeat, a wise man once said, if they're crying, they're lying. At the end of the day, never listen to a sad sob story. Listen, they're playing on your emotions. If you sweet as cupcakes, they're gonna play on your emotions. At the end of the day, that's how they come up. Listen, a lot of people starting to GoFundMes. Listen, they was starting GoFundMes. Shout out to Austin Metcalf, RP Austin Metcalf. At the end of the day, they was starting GoFundMes playing off of people's emotions. At the end of the day, he was the first melanated guy to lay a finger on a white man. I repeat, he was the first melanated guy to lay a finger on the white man. At the end of the day, are other black people going to do that? Absolutely not. Now, with that being said, do not fall for people's crying sad sob stories. At the end of the day, that guy could have fought Austin Metcalf. Instead, he brought a weapon on school property. I'm not going to play with this video. At the end of the day, you got dudes like Dr. Umar. Listen, these guys are broke. These guys have their account froze. They have to call and retouch in and check back in with the white man. The same man that they're dissing. At the end of the day, listen, I'm not into the divide. No divide. All men are the same. At the end of the day, when I say all men are the same, all men are humans. That's what I mean by the same. I don't mean all men are out here playing a dating game, because I am not playing a dating game. I am not like the rest of the men. Now, at the end of the day, you got to understand, Carmelo was wrong for what he did. Now, with that being said, if he would have fought that white guy like a man, it would have been shout out to that guy. But he brought a knife and he took a life of a kid. At the end of the day, it was so many bitter grown-ups talking down on Austin Metcalf. Listen, at the end of the day, you can't fall victim for people's crying sad sob stories. Listen, they're bringing up the time they got disrespected by a white man, and that's get back for Austin Metcalf. At the end of the day, listen, you got to understand, they need to throw the book at Carmelo. When I say they need to throw the book at Carmelo, they need to throw the book at Carmelo. Listen, these dudes out here, listen, they don't know how to use this. They don't know how to fight. At the end of the day, so since they don't know how to fight, if you boom, you need to do the time for that. Listen, at the end of the day, you guys should have zero fear. This is why I say don't have friends. Because I guess that he was trying to stick up for his friend. At the end of the day, listen, now Carmelo is going to be limited. Now Carmelo can't get a penthouse in the future because what he did to a white man. At the end of the day, you think that people in the suburbs going to accept Carmelo? He going to have to forever beg a melanated woman for at-home stays. I repeat, he's forever going to have to blame a melanated woman for at-home stays. Listen, everybody on TikTok still talking about this. Why are we still talking about this? At the end of the day, he was wrong for what he did. Instead of using these, guys have zero masculinity. This is America, where men have zero masculinity. These guys are debating with women. They're rage baiting with women. They're beefing with women. How could you take women that serious? You guys are out of there. You guys have the fresh and fit mindset when it comes to women. You guys love to rage bait. Listen, at the end of the day, we not here for no sad sob stories. Listen, at the end of the day, people will try to play on your emotions so they can make this. At the end of the day, you got women on here starting GoFundMes. They'll take a picture of their child and say, yeah, we're struggling. We need to raise 45 grand. At the end of the day, she's going to raise 45 grand. She might even run it up 100 grand just off of guys falling for this sad sob story. And totally nothing was wrong with them. They were paying bills on time. Literally, they had money. They just wanted to come up. At the end of the day, you got to understand, humans are naturally evil. I repeat, humans are naturally evil. This is why you need to be 10 toes down. Because Carmelo stuck up for another guy, listen, now his life is ruined. At the end of the day, listen, it wasn't right for Austin Metcalf or Carmelo. But at the end of the day, these guys love to make it seem like it's right. Oh, he finally did something to the white man. Now you can't move to the suburbs. And the melanated man, he's going to try to mug you and rob you in your own hood now. In your own hood. Listen, at the end of the day, melanated people are some of the most racist people. Listen, melanated American people are some of the most racist people. They have white friends. They literally have white best friends. Like Introvert Rockstar. Introvert Rockstar got a white best friend. And he's making thousands of videos talking down on a white man. Does his best friend know about this? Probably not. His best friend wouldn't even allow him to come around anymore if he knew about this. At the end of the day, listen, stop all that sad sob stories. They love to bring up slavery. This is 2025. If you got to bring up slavery, now it just shows that you broke. It shows that you don't got it. You don't got it like that. You got to talk about race, because race is where the money at. Dudes who are rage baiting about races, oh, that's where the money at. The views are going all the way up. These are people who care about fame. You have to avoid these people at all costs. These people will forever, 40 years later, they're still going to be talking about the white man in 2050. Imagine 2050, they're still blaming a white politician for the reason they couldn't run up the millions. But they're not going to blame the white politician from hitting it from the back. They was hitting it from the back all night long. But how do they not got resources? That's why they don't have resources. Because they're not retaining. They're not focused. They're watching a hub. They're watching freaky stuff. Instead of handling business. Instead of dropping this content. They're learning about freaks. They're learning about the dating game. Listen, the dating game is for freaks. The dating game, all you hear in the dating game is sad sob stories. You gonna meet a woman that been cheated on. She gonna tell you how all the guys stepped on her in the past. It's a sad sob story, bro. Then women out there who watch my content, you gonna meet a dude, he gonna tell you about all women ain't this, my ex did that. Listen, he telling sad sob stories. Listen, at the end of the day, that's why you gotta get a virgin. She's not gonna have sad sob stories. At the end of the day, listen, I'm from the suburbs. I repeat, I'm from the suburbs. I don't have a sad sob story. I got every pair of Jordans that I ever wanted in my entire life. I repeat, I got every pair of Jordans that I ever wanted in my entire life. What sad sob story do I have? If you don't come on social media looking like you have a sad sob story, looking like you're a professional rage baiter, looking like you're a professional racist, and you're 3 months away from being homeless, your views are going to go down. I repeat, if you don't look like you're 3 months away from going homeless, your views are going down. At the end of the day, when you coming through with the chest pumped up, listen, look at the definition. They see it through the t-shirt. Stop playing with me. Listen, when you got a sad sob story, that's how people get money. And people are getting money because they're playing off of your emotions. You allowed them, you sent the donation off of them lying and playing on your emotions. How are they telling you sad sob stories about the dating game? They chose to be with those people. They chose to stick around after they got disrespected. This is why you never stick around after somebody disrespects you. The first time, not the second time. Listen, the second time could be the last time. I repeat, always remember, to all the future multi-millionaires out there, the second chance you give somebody to disrespect you, if you let them slide after the first time, listen, that could be danger. That's a danger zone. At the end of the day, why do you think guys get cheated on? They allowed a woman to disrespect them the first time. A woman called you a boy the first time, and you're over the age of 18, and she called you a boy. At the end of the day, you didn't think she was going to cheat on you? She doesn't respect you. She called you a boy. At the end of the day, the guy she really wants, oh, she's going to call me, yeah, you the man. But she's going to call you the boy. At the end of the day, you can't allow that. At the end of the day, stop rage baiting with people. You got to just chuck the deuces and tell people, listen, I got to go. This won't work out. Listen, bad business deals. Cut it off. Listen, absolutely not. Listen, semen retention game. You know what's going on. Listen, bro.